Hello everyone, I am Uncausedunicorn, and today I'm going to be covering basic and some advanced movement in Record or Lodoss or deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth. I have divided the movement options into easy and advanced. In the easy we have walk-in, jump-in, backdash, double jump, slide-in, and windstorm, not to be confused with the spell of the same name. Then in the advanced category we have slide cancel, weapon hover, pogo, and slide backdash. Well, how about we get started with the different movement options. Walk in and jump in, probably the easiest thing to ever explain in any game, and especially in a 2D game. You press by walking with the D-pad or with the joystick, and then you press the jump button to get height. But it's with backdashing where the fun part begins with the run, as that is going to be your main movement option until you get your slide. How do you perform a backdash? Well, you have your own dedicated button for backdashing, and you can reroute your controllers to fit your need. Mashing your backdash button doesn't make it go faster. It has a certain rhythm to it, which you need to practice. Now, on to sliding. So, you gain the ability to slide after defeating the first boss in the first stage, and this is going to be your main form of movement from this point onwards. Each form has a different slide as well, so red form goes further and can go through enemies as well, while blue form can't go through enemies and goes lesser. So now we're going to be talking about double jump. And double jump actually affects a lot of the way that we do skips, as well as how we go out of bounds in this game. Double jump helps with being able to do some weapon hovers. Then we also have the slide backdash, which helps us getting out of bounds. Then we have windstorm. And windstorm is obtained after defeating the first boss in stage 5. The way to perform windstorm is to double jump and hold up while you're doing your double jump. Then you get additional height, which then eventually will get you to where you want to go. I recommend picking up windstorm if you're a new player, unless you want to actually practice stage 5 pogos and stage 6 pogos. Now we are on to the more advanced movement options in the game, where some of them might be easier, but they require some amount of explanation at least. Slide canceling. Slide canceling is a movement option that is used by sliding, as it says in the name, but we can also put in a backdash into another slide and do this cycle continuously. And you may wonder, what is the difference between a slide backdash and a slide cancel? Well, a slide backdash uses the same mechanic as a slide cancel, but a slide backdash is only used to get out of bounds in this game. Slide cancel is used as a general movement strategy. So how do we perform a slide cancel? Well, the way that you perform a slide cancel is that you slide, then you turn around into the opposite direction that your slide went. So for example, let's say that you went to the right. Now it means that you need to go press left on the D-pad or joystick. So you press left, then you backdash into a immediate slide by pressing down and right at the same time, or directionally downward. And that is how you perform a slide cancel. Slide canceling is by far the fastest movement option in the game, which is why we try to use it pretty much everywhere. So now that we have talked about slide canceling, now it's on to weapon hover. So weapon hovering is a technique that is fairly simple, and pretty much anyone can actually do it, but there are two types of weapon hovers in the game. There's the one where you use the blue levitation. I should probably have put that in somewhere earlier so that you could understand that blue form can actually levitate, but here we are. And then there's also just fall-in weapon hover. So how do we perform a weapon hover? A weapon hover is pretty simple. It is just have a speed 4 or above weapon and mash in directionally downwards or down. When you're doing the more weapon hover, your first 4 attacks will give you additional air, as in it will actually send you upwards instead of just keeping you at the same height or falling. After that point, you're gonna be continuously falling. but the speed can vary depending on what weapon you're using. Now we are on to Pogoing. So Pogoing has 2 restrictions. It can only be done when you're using a 2-handed weapon. It can only be done when you're falling. But we are able to both use these mechanics in order to get ahead of certain points. So a perfect example of a place where you can pogo is in stage 2, where we go and pick up the wind upgrade before we get the double jump. So technically, in this room, you can't get the wind upgrade unless you have the double jump. But by pogoing off the goblin on either side, you can actually go get the wind upgrade before the boss fight, which then will allow you to save some time on backtracking. Pretty neat stuff. And this is also the main method that you use for movement in stage 6 and 5 when it comes to going to the boss. And in stage 6, and since the current route just skips Windstorm altogether, we are forced into pogo in stage 6. Okay, so slide backdash. Slide backdash is one of the weird mechanics in this game, as it's pretty much never useful when it comes to actually moving, but it's pretty much never useful. But its only use is to get out of bounds, which can be done in stage 2 and stage 3. So the way that it works is that for some reason, whenever you are sliding and backdashing at nearly the same time, it eats up your second jump input, as in, oh, you slide, then you backdash, and the backdash for some reason eats up your double jump, which then will be transferred into going into the ground. I am not 100% certain about how it works, but it just decides to send you downwards, presumably because the game can't handle you being stuck, but there are some people that actually know how it works, so yeah. Hey, post-editing me. So, as it turns out, I missed out on another movement technique that is used in the run, and it's simply called edge sliding. So the way that an edge slide works is that it only works in blue form and the last part of red slide. And you go off an edge, and by holding back from where you fell, so if you fell on a left edge, holding right means that you will increase your fall speed. So this is a very limited movement tech, but it does affect the speedrun as well, because you increase your falling speed. Simple as that. I forgot about it in my first draft, so I'm adding it in here now. Peace out. If you found anything useful in this or informational, appreciate hitting the like and subscribe button. Anyways, have a good day, everyone.